So today we got kind of that feel good, look good message. Really found something that really worked. I really like it. I really, really, really like it. If your goal is to drop body fat, lose some weight, I think you're going to like this too. This weight loss journey has just kicked it into another gear, literally, with intermittent fasting. I wanted to talk to you about my journey and see if this is something that'll fit for you in your life, in your purpose, in your lifestyle, in your goals. Will it fit with the goals that you have? A couple of weeks ago, I was like, I'm really got to get back on the grind. I really got to make sure I do this thing right and lose some weight. But I've done that whole I want to eat a little bit every 2 hours. Didn't really work. Not the way I wanted it to. Then I started trying to do low carbs. Yeah, okay, that might have done a little bit of something. So I noticed I dropped a lot of water weight, but I didn't necessarily drop a lot of body fat. I've only been doing it for 6 days, guys. I've only been on this journey with intermittent fasting for 6 days. This program is not highly restrictive. In some ways, it's not highly restrictive. They're not saying, no, you can't eat this. No, you can't eat that. Yes, you need some discipline. You need some focus. But it's not, oh, I can't eat this anymore. I can't eat that anymore. It's really more of something saying when can you eat and when can't you eat. Not what can you eat and what you can't eat. And I wanted something that I could stick to. Something that was a lifestyle. I didn't want something that I can only do for a week or two or only do for a month. And then, bam, it's over. Next thing you know, I put on 15, 20 pounds again. Got to start this whole thing over again. I wanted something that was a lifelong journey that'll keep me fit, keep me healthy, keep me comfortable. And usually you can't do that when it's something that you're giving up a lot, something that's forcing you to be uncomfortable. So I was looking for something that was comfortable, that was easy, something even that I could recommend to my friends and family to try. Something that isn't going to necessarily feel like you're trying to punish yourself. The one that I chose, and it seems to be the most common, is the 16-8. What the 16-8 is, you fast for 16 hours. No calories at all for 16 hours. And then for 8 hours, you can eat. We call it the fasting period, the feeding period. 8 hours feeding, 16 hours fasting. I personally start my feeding time at 2 p.m. on the dot because I'm usually hungry. 2 p.m. on the dot, and I go all the way till 10 p.m. From 2 to 10, that's when I can eat and, eat a good balanced diet. But from 10 p.m. to 1:59 the next day p.m., I don't eat a thing. Or what do I drink in that fasting period from 10 p.m. all the way to 1:59 the next day? I usually have black coffee, green tea, or water. That's all you can have during this period. You don't want cream and sugar in your coffee. You don't want honey and sugar in your tea. And you don't want anything with sugar in your water. You have to make sure that the stuff you do has no calories. In 6 days, I already started seeing results. I already started seeing them, and I already started seeing them on the scale. The numbers also were behind it. Yeah, 6 days, I lost 4 pounds, dropped a 0.5% body fat, which is the key number that I really, really care about. I dropped a 0.5% body fat in just 6 days, guys, 6 days. And I also gained some lean body muscle. Every once in a while, okay, yeah, I had a glass of sweet tea or something. I think one day I even ate some pizza because I was too lazy to cook anything. So we ordered some pizza and I ate that. And still, I was still able to drop 4 pounds and drop 0.5% in body fat. So, honestly, God built a beautiful machine when he created the body. It's remarkable. I remember sitting in class in college, I don't get how anybody can believe there's no God when you understand how the body works and how the intricacies of the body functions. And it was just amazing. I mean, all the way down to the cellular level. The body has the ability to use a few different sources for energy. And those energy sources, when depleted, the body will shift into another energy source. Well, it's going to go with the most efficient, fastest, easiest to convert energy source right off the bat. And that is sugar, glucose. So technically what happens is our bodies never gets a chance to actually shift gears. So imagine you're driving in a car and they just force you to drive in first gear. Well, if anybody still drives stick shifts, they force you to just stay in first gear, but you got 3-4 more gears to go. And you know you can only get faster and speed up if you go to second gear, then third gear, then fourth gear. But the body's kind of the same way, you know, and sugar is the quickest form, easiest to get that quick energy to the body. If you ingest too much sugar, sugar also converts into fat, stores fat. But you keep ingesting more things that have glucose in it, and more things that will prevent you from burning the fat. So we never shift into second gear. And what intermittent fasting does is it literally forces your body to shift into second gear. If you ever get to the point, allow your body to get to the point where it has burned through the sugars, which it will do in some cases fairly fast because it's so quick. Especially if you have get to the point where you don't have a lot of sugar left in your body, it'll get to that insulin sensitive state a lot faster than if you just constantly eating sugar. You'll really never get there. You'll get to that point where your glucose is depleted, and then your body says, oh, no, we still have to function. I don't care if this person isn't eating. I don't care if they're not eating sugar. We still got work to do. So what happens? Body shifts gears, goes to second gear, which then it starts to turn and burn the body fat. That's what we want. We want the body to naturally burn fat. We don't want to necessarily have to take pills, thermogenics, and supplements to get the body to turn fat or burn fat. With the intermittent fasting, you're prolonging that fasting period and you're more active. So when you wake up, you're moving, you're shaking, you're going to work, you're doing what you got to do. Some of you might be working out first thing in the morning, but you're still fasting. Now you're burning more fuel, but you're still not burning the sugar. The sugar's gone. So your body's still burning fat because you're in this state of fasting. It's easy. It's simple. And then when you eat, your body will absorb all those nutrients and stuff because it's starving. Your body is needing fuel. So it's going to take all the stuff that you eat and use it the way that it's supposed to be used. And it's not going to be stored in excess. But actually, I'm saying that, and I'm just thinking about how, like, when the Israelites were leaving Egypt, and they needed food, and God gave them manna from heaven, but He said, "Do not store any for the next day," because what happens is if you store any for the next day, it'll spoil, it'll rot, it'll stench up the camp. So do not store any. It'll get worms in it, all that kind of stuff. Well, that's kind of almost how the body works. You don't want to store up the bad stuff. Your body functions, and food is fuel. So you want to give it what it needs, but you don't want to just keep eating to store, because then that's when you get those fat deposits. That's when you look in the mirror and you're like, I am completely not happy with how I look. So you shift gears, you've burnt the sugar, you shift gears, now you're burning the fat, and then you go to the point where you can eat. You're ingesting food, but your body is sucking it up. It's just like, oh, yep, give me that, give me that, give me that. I need this over here. And if you're working out, it's even better because your muscles are growing, your metabolism's higher. So it's like, give me that, give me that, give me that. Give me everything I can get. So, I mean, I found some pretty cool benefits, yo. Changes in functions in the cells and the hormones. There's so many people out there who try to lose weight, can't. They try the diets, they try the workouts, they've done everything, and they cannot figure out why they can't lose weight or build muscle, or they get the belly fat, the thigh fat, all that stuff. If you've tried everything, including this, and it's still not working, a lot of times, I'll be real with you, it's hormones. Hormones start to balance back out, and your cells begin to function in a much more efficient and better manner. Insulin levels drop. You definitely don't want high insulin levels. High insulin is high sugar. High sugar leads to other things, diabetes, insulin resistance, because your body's trying to protect itself. Just all kinds of problems come with having high insulin. Human growth hormone, we all have heard and seen people like, take human growth hormone, HGH, and this and that. Well, your body naturally produces this. In some cases, has shown to increase the HGH or human growth hormone level up to 5 times naturally. Not anything else, not taking anything, rubbing a cream, anything like that. Naturally increasing your level of HGH. Cellular repair. Can't get it. Cellular repair. So your body's always working. Anything working is going to have byproducts. Anything, just like your car. Your car's running. If you don't get the exhaust out the car, out the system, your car's going to stop running because all those byproducts are going to start clogging up the system, and it's not going to run efficiently. Then it's going to break down. Body is the same way. So what happens with intermittent fasting is it allows the cells to start to either get rid of the bad cells or get rid of the waste that's inside the cells and flush that stuff all throughout your body. You don't want waste in your body. Your body is supposed to get all the bad stuff out, take in all the good stuff. So that's one of the extra benefits, major benefits of intermittent fasting. Losing weight and losing body fat, again, that's the reason why I did it. That's the reason why many of you will probably do it. But especially belly fat. I mean, many of us know we don't necessarily like the fat in the midsection, but it's also one of the greatest indicators of cardiovascular issues, hormonal issues, and other issues that could possibly creep in your life later on. So you want to make sure that you reduce the amount of body fat that you have around your stomach in that midsection. Reduces inflammation in the body. Most, if not all, illnesses that are out there stem from some form of inflammation. So as much as you can reduce inflammation in your body, the better you'll be. Like if you feel pain, usually pain is a sign of inflammation in the area. It's just so many things that your body can benefit from if you really help focus on reducing the inflammation. There's foods that help reduce inflammation, but intermittent fasting actually allows your body to get rid of those free radicals and things that are formed just by you being you, just by you doing your daily diligence, going to work, working out, taking care of the kids, doing whatever, dealing with life stresses. But your body oxidizes, and those free radicals, if they don't get out of the body, they're going to affect you and cause lots of issues. The process, again, this was the first 6 days. The first 3 days were tough. I was hangry. I was like literally hangry. I was hungry and angry because I was hungry. My body was craving it. My body wanted the food. I was struggling, but I just stayed. I kept drinking water, and coffee really helped sedate my appetite, and it also increases your metabolism. But definitely keep that fluid intake up with the water, the coffee, and the green tea. It'll help you throughout the whole journey for the rest of your life, but especially as you start this intermittent fasting journey. Even when it was time to eat, I still tried to stay away from processed foods. I limited my sugar intake, limited my carb intake, wasn't trying to eat a whole bunch of breads, but I didn't necessarily just restrict them altogether. Still had some. I want us to work together to do this. I want you guys to leave some comments below to let me know if you're going to start it, when you're going to start it, what is making you want to start this journey. Also want to see some results. I'm going to give you guys my results every single week. Like I said, I dropped 4 pounds in 6 days. I want to hear your results, because without results, we're just spinning our wheels. So let's get these results. Let's transform our bodies. Let's get healthy. Let's do the things God has called us to do. Let's lay aside every weight and run this race with endurance so that we can achieve the purpose that God has for us in the kingdom.